All right, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm here to bring you my WWE Elimination Chamber 2017 review. Overall, guys, I thought Elimination Chamber was a good, fun, and exciting pay-per-view from the SmackDown brand. You know, like I said in my predictions video, I hate that SmackDown always gets the short end of the stick when it comes to these two pay-per-views a month. Like, they always have to have the shortest amount of time to build up and promote their pay-per-views, but once again they did their best with the time they had, and not only did they create great build for the show, they overall put together, like I said, a good, fun, exciting show. And in my opinion, this is SmackDown Live's best pay-per-view since the brand split started. So let's get right down to my review. We kicked the show off with Becky Lynch versus Mickie James, which was the first of 3 women's matches on this show. And like I said in my predictions video, I was so happy that the women got a chance to shine, that the entire women's division was practically on display in these 3 matches throughout the pay-per-view. You know, so we kicked things off with Becky versus Mickie, which I thought was a good opener. You know, it had this very unique and interesting opening with both women going to lock up, and then, you know, none of them would phase. They were still locked in the clinch, whatever you want to call it, for like a good minute or two, and then they ended up going to the outside and they went back into the ring, so they were equal when it came to that. And then, like I was saying, guys, it was a good solid opener. You know, you had Mickie James working on Becky Lynch's injured left arm, and it's ironic because, you know, Becky Lynch's finisher is the disarm her inverted armbar, so she usually works on her opponent's arm, but it was a little role reversal with Mickie working on Becky's arm. Some good highlights included Mickie hitting her signature Hurricane Rana from out of the corner. You had Becky Lynch, of course, hitting a Bexplex. Mickie then hit a seated senton from the top rope, which was cool. And I remember the one time she actually, back in TNA, did a seated senton from the top of a cage. That was during her feud with Victoria. So I had like little flashbacks of that when she did that move. But that, of course, was another one of her signatures back in WWE. Becky went for a Bexploder, but Mickie countered and hit the spinning Mick kick. And then the ending came when Becky countered the Mickie DDT and went for her to disarm her, but Mickie rolled through and rolled her up. But Becky actually used her own momentum to roll Mickie up for the 1-2-3, and Becky Lynch gets the win. Like I said, guys, good solid opener. You know, Mickie James proves she can still go in the ring. It's only been like, what, 2, maybe even 3 months since she had the match with Asuka at NXT TakeOver Toronto, and yes, she has wrestled a couple times since then. But once again, Mickie proves she can still go. It was a good solid opener, like I said, between her and Becky, and I don't think this feud is over with yet. I honestly thought Mickie was going to get the win here, but hey, no problem with Becky Lynch winning, because I do love Becky Lynch. And, you know, to address something that the Lex Man said, you don't want Becky Lynch to keep constantly losing, so it's a good thing that she did get the win. And like I said, this feud's not done yet. It's most likely going to continue, and I'm looking forward to seeing where things go from there. So, you know, I give that match 2 3/4 stars. Next, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews and Kalisto in a handicap match. This match was decent, but it had a very, very good start to it. I really liked how the match began. So Apollo Crews made his way to the ring, and then Kalisto began to make his way to the ring, and then Dolph Ziggler jumped him from behind and attacked him and threw him into the LED stage, to the LED boards on the stage. And Kalisto, pretty much for the time being, was taken out of the match until later on. So it did become a handicap match, but for a majority of the match, it was just Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews, and I honestly thought it was just going to be Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews. Like I said, it was a very decent match. It wasn't terrible, but I was expecting it to be better considering all the talent in the ring. You know, Dolph Ziggler was working on Apollo Crews' neck throughout the match, and then towards the end, Kalisto made his way to the ring, and Crews managed to hit a jumping Enziguri. Then Kalisto got the tag. He hit the reverse seated senton. He hit a springboard roundhouse kick, and then this was a nice finisher. I like this. So Apollo Crews made a blind tag. Kalisto hit a spinning heel kick, which knocked Dolph Ziggler into Apollo Crews, and Apollo followed that up with the back drop into the spin out power bomb for the win. So Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews and Kalisto got the win. But after the match, Once again, Dolph Ziggler didn't like the result, didn't like how things went, and he snapped. He assaulted Kalisto and Apollo Crews again. He beat him up with a chair, and then this time he placed the chair over Apollo Crews' ankle and stepped on it not once but twice. He like stomped on it hard, not once but twice, and kayfabe wise damaged, maybe even shattered Apollo Crews' ankle. And the funny thing about this is that Dolph Ziggler is clearly the heel in this feud, but when he did that, when he injured Crews' ankle like that with the chair, the crowd was actually chanting, "Thank you, Ziggler." So it's funny that, you know, Dolph Ziggler has turned heel and he's supposed to be the heel, but the fans are really enjoying his heel tactics, which it's funny, but I mean, you can still, you know, a heel can still be entertaining in certain ways. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I don't want Dolph to go back to being a face. I think with the fans chanting, you know, "Thank you, Ziggler, thank you, Ziggler," that shows that they're invested in him as a heel. But that also could be the fact that they just don't care about Kalisto and Apollo Crews, which is a shame because they're both great talents, and I really want to see them do well on SmackDown. But yeah, I mean, Dolph Ziggler, again, like I said, I like what they're doing with his heel role. I like how he has that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde persona where he's himself, but if things go wrong or don't go his way, then he snaps and he just becomes a totally different person. So interesting to see where things are going to go from there. Do we give him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania? I don't know. Does he go after the WWE Championship? I'm not sure. We'll see. But I like I said, I like Dolph Ziggler's heel turn. And yeah, we'll just see where things go from there. But I like what they did. I like what Dolph did before the match started and after the match ended. I like those heel tactics. So we'll see how things go from there. So next match on the card was the Tag Team Turmoil match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And to me, this is where the show, it had a good, solid opener. The handicap match was decent. And then from here, this is where the show really picked up and was just really, really fun and really exciting and just not really a dull moment afterwards. So the match started off with Beauty and the Man Beast against Breezeango. You know, it was good for while it lasted. There's a point where Heath Slater was trying to do a sunset flip on Fandango, and you know, Fandango kept teasing he was going to fall over, and Heath Slater kept pounding his feet to try to make, you know, Fandango fall over. And I kept saying to myself, like, is he going to actually fall over, or is he just going to, like, you know, counter Slater's pin attempt? But in the end, you know, Slater managed to get the tag to Rhino. Rhino hit Fandango with the gore, and Breezango were eliminated. So the Vaudevillains came out next, and they really didn't last long. You know, they got some offense in, but before you know it, Slater managed to eliminate Aiden English with a glorious DDT. Before that, I like that he hit a double cross body onto the Vaudevillains on the outside because they had pulled, they being the Vaudevillains, had pulled Rhino out of the ring, so they started to assault him on the outside, and then Slater intervened with the cross body. And then, like I said, Slater managed to eliminate Aiden English. Usos came out next, and they eliminated Heath Slater when Jey Uso hit a pop-up Samoan drop. Or actually, no. Jey did hit a pop-up Samoan drop on Heath Slater, and then Jimmy Uso eliminated Slater with a super kick. So then came out American Alpha. And when American Alpha came out, I'm thinking, okay, I don't think the Usos are going to beat them, because then are you seriously going to have the Ascension lose to the Usos? So I was thinking, okay, either American Alpha is going to retain, or the Ascension's going to beat them, or maybe the Revival will come out and the Revival will win as a surprise and shocking entry. But as far as American Alpha versus Usos goes, American Alpha hit a nice double German suplex on the Usos. Jason Jordan got the hot tag later on, and of course you know how he does his thing with the hot tag. You know, back suplexes, belly to belly suplex. You know, he's the king of the hot tag. Alpha then attempted the top rope bulldog, but Jey Uso rolled through. But then this was cool. Chad Gable, who was actually the legal man in this match, managed to do the roll-up that Shawn Michaels used to beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 19. He managed to hit that on Jey Uso, and American Alpha eliminated the Usos. Afterwards, the Usos were not happy, and they put a beat down on American Alpha, which I liked. You know, the Usos and American Alpha feud, I'm really surprised that it never really went. I mean, they had the feud started off really well, but then it never really further progressed. You know, I honestly thought the Usos would have won the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and then American Alpha would have pursued them. But I do like what we got here with Usos, you know, assaulting Alpha at the end of the match. And again, like I said, when the Usos came out, I figured out that, well, when the Alpha came out next, I figured the Ascension was going to be last. And I was saying, like, well, is the Ascension actually going to win, or is American Alpha going to beat them and retain the titles? So Ascension comes out. American Alpha's beat down. They hit the Fall of Man on Jason Jordan, but Chad Gable barely manages to break up the pin. Jordan does hit an Alphaplex on Victor. And then Jordan manages to make the tag to Chad Gable. But then Connor manages to thwart Chad Gable, tries to thwart him again on the outside. And this was cool. Chad Gable ducks, slides underneath the bottom rope, gets back into the ring, quickly hits Grand Amplitude with Jason Jordan on Victor, and American Alpha retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So this was a really good, fun match. I enjoyed it. You know, the interactions between American Alpha and the Usos, once again, were great. I'm hoping at WrestleMania we get American Alpha. If we're not going to get American Alpha versus the Revival, then let's do American Alpha versus the Usos in a ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, because, you know, the Usos almost cost American Alpha the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So why not do a match where, you know, why not have a match where Usos can win in some kind of controversial fashion and keep that feud going? Because it started off really well back in the fall, and then it just lost momentum. And, you know, I honestly didn't think Alpha was going to dethrone the new Wyatt family for those titles. I thought Usos would have won, then Alpha would have had to have chased them for the belt, and then finally beat them at like Royal Rumble or here at Elimination Chamber. But still a really good, fun match. You know, great to see all the teams out there. You know, there wasn't really one team. Well, yeah, Vaudevillains got eliminated fast, and, you know, Beauty and the Man Beast got eliminated fast. Not saying they got squashed or jobbed out, but yeah, there wasn't really one team that that just got blown out in this match. Ascension did look good. We'll see if you know, they manage to win the titles, what, you know, SmackDown has in store for them. But, you know, overall, like I said, really good, fun match. 3.25 stars. Next, we had the second of the 3 women's matches on this card, which was Nikki Bella versus Natalya. And this was, guys, I never thought I'd say this, but this was a really good women's match. I mean, this, I think, was Nikki Bella's best match. I've seen Nikki Bella's matches over the years, and I honestly think this was the best match on the card. Well, not the best match on the card, the best match of her career. And honestly, this match had somewhat of a big fight feel because of all the build and everything. I was really excited for this match. Throughout the match, you know, you had Natalya constantly doing the "you can't see me" taunt, which was great. I loved it. At one point, she even told Nikki, you know, "you can't see me, bitch." It's just Natalya's heel work has been great ever since she revealed herself as, you know, the person that attacked Nikki Bella at Survivor Series. It's just been great. And what I really liked about this match was early on, you saw Nikki Bella using some, you know, standard traditional wrestling moves like a cross arm breaker and a knee bar, which was great because, you know, the whole idea of this match was Nikki Bella couldn't wrestle. Natalya Natalya had more of a wrestling pedigree than Nikki Bella did, but Nikki Bella, in my opinion, proved in this match that she could wrestle using moves like an arm breaker, arm bar, knee bar. So that was really cool. You had Nikki hit a nice flying clothesline off the ring apron. Back inside the ring, Natalya was taunting Nikki again with the "you can't see me," and at that point, Nikki actually managed to get her into STF, which was really cool. You know, that's a throwback. You know, that's paying homage to her boyfriend, of course, John Cena. Natty hit a nice Michinoku driver. Excuse me, couldn't say that. She went for the sharpshooter, but Nikki managed to counter and hit her with the Bella forearm, forearm that she was knocking people out with when she won the Divas Championship. Nikki also hit a nice Arn Anderson spinebuster, and then managed to do a springboard disaster kick from out of the corner. So I was really impressed with how well Nikki Bella did in this match. And like I said, it was a really good women's match. And in my opinion, it was Nikki's best match. You know, I think she had the right person in there to put on a really good match, and that's what they did. You know, as the match progressed, Natty got Nikki in the sharpshooter, but Nikki managed to escape, roll through, and apply the STF. And then came the finish. And this was the one thing about the match I didn't like. So both of them brawl on the outside. And as I brawl on the outside, the referee is counting. He's getting up to 5. He's getting up to 6. He's getting up to 7. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh, crap. They're going to get counted out. What the hell are you doing? Get your asses back in the ring. You've got to fight. Your match is still going on. Get back in the ring and fight. You know, didn't happen. They ended up not beating the referee's 10 count. The referee counted both out. And I was like, that was a bullshit ending. You know, I was really enjoying the match. It should have had a finish. It should have actually had a stipulation, like no disqualification, no count out, falls count anywhere, you know, street fight, whatever. And they did the double count out finish. So that I did not like. That was the one thing about this match I did not like. Other than that, I thought it was a really good women's wrestling match. Afterwards, Nikki and Natalya brawled some more. Natalya left the ring. Nikki hit her with a really nice spear on the outside. So I'm sure they did the double count out finish so both women look strong, but still, why not have a clear-cut winner? You know, you can still have the feud go on. Just have a clear-cut winner. I was not a fan of that finish. I would have preferred an actual finish, an actual winner, than no winner at all. So that was the one thing that really pissed me off. And I even tweeted Daniel Geiser and said, what if Nikki and Natty early on, they brawl, they get counted out, and then Daniel Bryan comes out and says, no, we're not going to do it that way. This is now no disqualification, no count out. Why didn't Daniel Bryan do that? Where was Daniel Bryan when you needed him to restart a match? All the matches he could have restarted. Where was Daniel Bryan to restart this match? So he wasn't there. Well, I mean, he was there, but he didn't come out to restart the match. And then backstage, Renee Young was interviewing Nikki Bella. Natty jumped her from behind. They brawled some more. And then both of them crashed into the makeup table where Maurice was in the vicinity. And powder flew onto Maurice's dress and her heels. And when that happened, I said, that just gave away the result of the Elimination Chamber match. I knew something was going to happen involving Maurice when I saw her there and Nikki and Natalya were brawling. And when Nikki and Natalya crashed and the powder got on Maurice, I said to myself, it's going to be Cena and Nikki versus Miz and Maurice. I freaking knew it. And I'm like, no, I just don't want to see that. I'd rather see something else. I'd rather see Nikki Bella and Natalya in a street fight at WrestleMania, in an Orlando street fight, instead of her teaming up with John Cena against Miz and Maurice. That is just me, but we'll see what happens. I'm probably Nikki and Natty will have a no disqualification match on SmackDown, but I still would prefer they had that match on WrestleMania and Miz do something else, like Miz versus Daniel Bryan, of course, and Cena could go on to face, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say AJ Styles, but we'll get to Cena and AJ when I get to the Elimination Chamber match. But still, really good women's wrestling match. And like I said, I feel like this was Nikki Bella's best match of her career. I've seen Nikki's matches throughout years, and I honestly feel like this was the best match of her career. I just felt like she was in there with the perfect opponent, and everything just flowed smoothly. And their feud really helped the match too. You know, Natty doing the whole "you can't see me." She did it at one point to Nikki Bella's mom and brother, which was great. Natty's heel work is awesome. I love Natalya as a heel. I feel like she's been doing some of the best heel work of her career in recent years with this whole feud against Nikki Bella. And I still think her attack on Nikki on Talking Smack, where she slammed Nikki's face into the glass, was just awesome. But I still didn't like the double count-out finish. I really wish Daniel Bryan would have come out and restarted that match. Next, we have Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. This was a really good, hard-hitting match, guys. You know, my friend Zach Brown said that these guys have the opportunity, the chance to deliver, the potential, I should say, to deliver an excellent match. And this was a hell of a fight. This was, I think, one of Luke Harper's best matches in recent years. And it just goes to show that he's very underrated. I feel like he's also very underappreciated. And on SmackDown, I think with the right booking and build, like right now, actually, he can do really good things. He had Orton hit his signature back suplex on the SmackDown announce table. And, you know, one thing about Harper that's really impressive is his agility for a guy his size. I've said this multiple times that Luke Harper is very agile for a guy his size. And he proved that when he hit a helo like Eddie Guerrero used to hit over the top rope. So that was really nice to see. Harper hit, of course, a suicide dive through the middle rope. Then he did his own version of the back suplex on the announce table to Orton. Orton hit the vintage DDT or the Viper DDT, whatever you want to call it, but you know what move I'm talking about. Orton went for the RKO, but then Harper cracked him with not one but two wicked super kicks. The second time, you know, the way Orton sold it was beautiful. Harper countered another RKO with a super kick, and then he hit a sit-down powerbomb. But in the end, Orton countered the discus clothesline into the RKO for the win. You know, no shame in the loss for Luke Harper. The feud between him and Randy Orton's been going really well. Match was just really good, guys. I feel like Luke Harper may have raised his stock a little bit with that match. And I've been a Luke Harper fan for a few years. You know, I've always felt like I said he's underrated. He's a little underappreciated. And I feel like on SmackDown, give him the right booking, give him the right build, have him win a few matches, and he'll be fine. He can really reach his potential, and they can make him a top star, face or heel. Luke Harper, I feel, is a great asset for SmackDown, and this match really proved it. I feel this is one of his. You could say this was probably his coming out party with that performance against Orton. But yeah, just really good. Another really good match, hard-hitting match. Once again, the build of the feud helped this match a lot. You know, that also added to the match, how it played out and everything, and its overall, you know, quality and presentation. So loved it. You know, congratulations, Luke Harper, on that standout performance, and I hope he gets some big wins in the future, and we'll see what WrestleMania has in store for him. After that, we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. The champion, Alexa Bliss, defending against the challenger, Naomi. Good, fun women's match. You know, it went by really fast. I feel like this topped their match from No Mercy. It just, you know, they were hitting move after move after move. They were just going nonstop, not recklessly, of course, but just like they kept hitting move after move. You know, it was just a fun SmackDown Women's Championship match. You had Naomi hit the rear view, which is that butt move, which I forgot. Somebody said she needed a better finisher instead of the rear view. I don't know if it was the Lex Man, but yeah, that's a good signature. Alexa hit her double knees followed by the standing double knee moonsault. Love how she does that move. Naomi hit a nice variation of eat the feet, but what she did it with both her feet instead of just one foot, and then it looked like she hit a split-legged moonsault. She did the move, and then Alexa, like, I don't know if Alexa rolled out just in the nick of time or if she turned around on accident, but it looked like Naomi hit, like, landed on Alexa's butt, as funny as it sounds, but yeah, I'm not sure if that was a botch or whatnot, but in the end, Alexa went for the Twisted Bliss. Naomi got her knees up and then hit the split-legged moonsault and scored the 1-2-3 to win the championship. So Naomi is your brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. I was really surprised because my prediction was Naomi would win, but she wouldn't win the title. I thought it was going to be a DQ or count-out finish. But in the end, Naomi's your new SmackDown Women's Champion, and, you know, the crowd was heavily behind her. They chanted, "You deserve it," after she won, and you know what? She does deserve it. You know, she's very underrated. I feel like, you know, she unfortunately got lost in the shuffle after the SmackDown Women's Championship six-pack challenge, but little by little, she's been really showing, you know, proving her worth. And one thing I didn't mention, my predictions video, was I believe she's supposed to win the Divas Championship in 2014. They were building her up as a credible challenger for AJ Lee, and then she suffered that fractured eye socket in a match against Oksana, and that threw everything, you know, off course, and that just threw a huge roadblock in her way. So, you know, that really hurt her momentum and everything. So, you know, 3 years later, Naomi is SmackDown Women's Champion. She's going into a WrestleMania. She appears to be going into SmackDown WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Champion, which is in her hometown of Orlando. I honestly thought she would have won the belt there because that would have been a great WrestleMania moment and a great homecoming for her. But no complaints. Like I said, Naomi deserves it. We're feeling the glow. Alexa Bliss made a great SmackDown Women's Champion for the 2 months, you know, 2 months that she held that championship. But I'm looking forward to seeing how far Naomi holds. How far she goes as champion. Like I said, this is a little overdue. She deserves it. I mean, she got a little emotional during her post-match interview. The crowd was chanting, "You deserve it," and, you know, like I said, she does deserve it. So congratulations, Naomi. You're the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I'm sure SmackDown's going to really be feeling the glow after this. And finally, guys, we get to the main event, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Great match, guys. Great match. This was just an awesome Elimination Chamber match, and it really had a big fight feel to it. First off, the Elimination Chamber had a new look. It was more square. It was more of a square. It had more of a square look to it, but it looked really nice, you know. And then you had, you know, the wider pods and everything about the chamber, its presentation and everything made this feel like a big fight. You know, you had Dean Ambrose enter the pod, then Baron Corbin entered his pod, and he was looking outside. You know, he was staring down Dean Ambrose, and then Bray Wyatt with his, you know, with his lantern after the Miz entered. Miz entered, then Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt, I felt like he was that prison guard just walking to all the other cellmates' cells, the prisoner cells, and just looking at him like, yeah, I'm free. I'm out here. You'll soon be mine. You know, I just loved it. Like, everything about the presentation of this match gave it a huge fight feel to it, a big fight feel, and I loved it. And even the stage itself looked great. It was the SmackDown set, but they added these graphics that made it feel like it was an Elimination Chamber itself. So that's just the little things about SmackDown Live I really appreciate, that it really goes out of its way to give us a good show, to stand out from Raw, to be colorful. Because I always feel like the SmackDown Live shows, like on TV, I always feel like they're more colorful than Raw. You know, so that's a testament to how great SmackDown Live is, and this match was another testament. It started off with John Cena and AJ Styles. They did their thing for a good 5 minutes, and, you know, I said this on Twitter. I think Cena and AJ are destined to fight forever. I think they're destined to fight forever. You know, the great matches at Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. You know, they're all, you know, their matches at Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, their awesome match at Royal Rumble. I feel like these guys are destined to fight forever. So they started the match off for the first 5 minutes. Then Dean Ambrose entered at number 3. He hit that nice, you know, suplex bomb drop, whatever you want to call it, on, you know, to AJ on the outside. He then got onto the top of his pod and hit the top rope elbow on Cena, which was insane. Cena then hit a 2-man German suplex on both guys, a la how Brock Lesnar did it at Fastlane last year in the triple threat with Dean and Roman. Bray Wyatt then entered the match at number 4. And at one point in the match, Cena and AJ are fighting on the outside. AJ started trying to get away from Cena by climbing the cell. Not the cell. By climbing the chamber. He's actually climbing it. And then Cena climbs it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, what's going to happen if they both fall? AJ manages to knock Cena off. And then I'm thinking, oh, hell no. Like, is he going to actually go for the 450 from the top of that pod? But then Ambrose climbed up and caught up to him. They fought for a little while. Bray Wyatt caught up to both of them. And at one point, they did a very unique Tower of Doom. But instead of the powerbomb and the suplex, it was Ambrose powerbombing Bray, while Bray belly-to-belly suplex, so overhead threw AJ over his head. So that was a better variation of the Tower of Doom than the one we're always getting in these multi-man matches. Baron Corbin then entered at 5. He hit AJ and Cena with the End of Days. And then Miz was coming out. Miz was the final entrant in the match. When his pod was open, he had this look of fear in his eyes because he knew Baron Corbin was a machine. Baron Corbin was just tearing through everybody in that match. Miz did not want to get involved. And then as Baron Corbin just like locked eyes with Miz and was like a lion rated, a lion licking his chops, a shark smelling blood, Dean Ambrose rolled him up with a schoolboy and eliminated Baron Corbin. So I didn't want Corbin to get eliminated like that. I wanted him to eliminate somebody, then get eliminated, have another strong showing. But what happened afterwards was still a strong showing from Baron Corbin, because he was furious that he got eliminated by Ambrose, and he whipped the shit out of Ambrose and even threw Ambrose through. I mean, he threw this dude through one of the Elimination Chamber pods. It was just awesome. And then he hit an End of Days on Ambrose, left the ring, and once Corbin was gone, Miz, like that traditional cowardly heel, that dick heel, ultimate opportunist, he got into the ring and he pinned Dean Ambrose. So Ambrose was then eliminated, and it looks like, guys, we could be getting Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, sign me up. I'd love to see that. I think that'd be a great match, and I think this would be the perfect time to give Corbin the Intercontinental Championship. You know, SmackDown has a lot of faith in this guy. He's been doing great things since he came to the main since he came to SmackDown, since he was drafted. Do it. I want to see Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. No, I want to see Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. We've already seen Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. Excuse me. So Miz enters the ring. He hits AJ, Wyatt, and Cena with the yes kicks and the running yes drop kicks. And then in the end, he went for a crossbody on Cena. But Cena rolled through and hit him with the AA. I predicted that was going to happen. So I didn't like that Miz got eliminated fast. You know, it wasn't like he was only in there for 2 minutes. I think it was in there for a good 5 or 7. If you also count the times he was in the chamber, you know, when his pod was open and Corbin was just waiting for him. So Miz was in there for a good amount of time, but like I wanted him to last a little longer. That's it. You know, I don't like that Taker eliminated him in the Rumble. So these are just little, I don't want to say complaints. These are just, you know, I'm just nitpicking a little bit, but I did want to see Miz last a little longer in that match. Maybe even come close to eliminating Cena or AJ, you know. So the final 3 were Cena, AJ, and Bray Wyatt. AJ got hit with the AA, and then Cena hit a double crossbody from the top of the pod, of one of the pods, onto Bray and AJ. Cena went for the AA, but then Bray Wyatt hit a lightning-fast Sister Abigail and pinned John Cena to eliminate him from the Elimination Chamber. So it came down, ladies and gentlemen, to AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt, guaranteeing a new WWE champion would be crowned. Part of me said, okay, Bray's going to win this, but then there was a part of me that said, hey, maybe AJ could win this. And I was really excited when it came down to these two. They had a good little exchange for, I want to say, a good 4 or 5 minutes. AJ did hit a springboard 450, but he went for the phenomenal forearm, and I got to say this because I'm just calling it like it is. That phenomenal forearm once again led to his downfall because Bray caught him, drilled him with Sister Abigail, covered him. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt is your brand new WWE champion. It finally happened. Bray Wyatt finally got what he had been won for quite some time, something we had wanted to see for quite some time, despite all the road bumps, speed blocks he hit, roadblocks, speed bumps that he hit on during his time on the main roster. Bray Wyatt has finally won the WWE Championship. The whole world is finally in his hands. And I'm happy for Bray Wyatt. I don't know how long he's going to be champion because, of course, now that he is the champion, he is most likely facing Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. But I want Bray Wyatt to enjoy this time that he has as WWE champion because I always felt he could be WWE champion, and there were multiple times when he should have won, even though he didn't get many titles. This has only been his second chance to fight for the championship, with the first time being the Money in the Bank ladder match in 2014. And, of course, like I said, he's hit roadblocks and speed bumps along the way, but despite all that, he has finally become the WWE champion. I'm happy for Bray Wyatt. And the fact that he eliminated both John Cena and AJ Styles to win was awesome. You know, him eliminating Cena, to me, that was redemption and vindication for everything that happened in 2014 when he lost to Cena at WrestleMania 30 and Payback. And then him pinning AJ was just crazy. But I wanted it to come down to Bray and AJ because there could be that unpredictability. You know, what if AJ ended up winning? What if it was AJ versus Orton? Like, you never see. There was that little chance that AJ could win. So that's why I was happy it came down to that. So now, guys, it looks like we're going into WrestleMania. It looks like it will be Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And all I'm going to say is this. This is SmackDown Live. I'm sure they'll really give us a good, compelling story going into Mania. That's what I hope for. Because, honestly, when you look at this match, Bray Wyatt does not have many wins on WrestleMania. He's lost twice. To Cena and to Undertaker. He's 0-2 at WrestleMania. And just stemming off of what my friend Daniel Gaza said, Bray Wyatt does need a big win at WrestleMania. But what about the heel turn? I want to see Randy Orton turn heel. I want to see Luke Harper ultimately reveal that he was in cahoots with Randy Orton all along so they could usurp Bray Wyatt of the WWE Championship. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out from here. You know, like I said, I felt like WWE really backed themselves into a corner when they had Orton win the Rumble and then Cena win the title and then Cena go into the Chamber as champion with Bray as one of the contenders. Now I want to see what SmackDown does with this feud. And where does Luke Harper play a role into it? Like, you guys know already what my dream scenario would be. Orton and Harper to reveal they were in cahoots all along. Harper to help Orton win the title. Bray goes face, chases them for the title, finally wins it, and goes on a strong, lengthy run as champion. We will see. I mean, I can't really see Bray. Like, the heel turn to me would only work if Harper costs Orton, not Orton, if Harper helps Orton win the championship. If Orton was to reveal that he and Harper were in cahoots all along before Mania and Bray turns face, I don't think it would work. I think the heel turn would only work if it happens at Mania. So this is going to be very interesting. You know, it's going to be very interesting. I may make a video about this, about dream scenarios for this feud. We'll see how things play out on SmackDown. But for now, I'm very happy to say that Bray Wyatt is the brand new WWE Champion. Congratulations, Bray. You deserve this for quite some time. This is like with Naomi's title win overdue. And I'm just enjoy your time as WWE Champion. I want to enjoy it. Like JBL said, welcome to hell, SmackDown, because now this is the era of Wyatt. We'll see where things go with the Wyatt family going into WrestleMania, and we'll see what else SmackDown Live has in store for the grandest stage of them all in Orlando. But overall, guys, I thought this was a good, fun, entertaining show from SmackDown Live. Their best pay-per-view of the brand split so far, even with 2 weeks. You know, it was just 2 weeks ago that we had the Royal Rumble. And as AJ and Cena started off the chamber match, Mauro Ranallo brought this up, and I thought about it. It was only 2 weeks ago that we saw those guys in the same ring tearing down the house for the WWE Championship at the Alamo Dome. And 2 weeks later, they're kicking off the chamber match. So that's why I think AJ Styles and John Cena are destined to fight forever. And, you know, the show was just another testament to why SmackDown's a flagship show. Best SmackDown Live pay-per-view, in my opinion. 8.25 out of 10. Loved it. You know, started off good, a little slow with the handicap match, but every other match was just good, fun, entertaining, and that chamber match was great. Presentation was great. Just loved it. So kudos to Team Blue. That's why I rep SmackDown Live all the time. I'm a SmackDown Live guy. Kudos to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. And kudos to Renee Young, because I love seeing her on Talking Smack and hosting the kickoff show. And we'll see where things go from here. The road to WrestleMania continues. Thanks as always for watching and listening, guys. This is Robbie1 Kenobi signing off. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the show. What grade would you give the show, or on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? What was your favorite match? What was your least favorite match? What did you like? What didn't you like? What scenarios do you see for WrestleMania 33, especially with what happened between Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin? And you know, what match are you most looking forward to from the SmackDown brand as we build up to WrestleMania? So thanks as always for watching and listening, guys. This is Robbie1 Kenobi signing off. Everybody have a good day. I'll catch you guys later.